All right, it's getting a little dark, and I want to tell you what the plan is to run power to the future sugar shack. And there's no building there yet, but I'm trying to get a trench dug before the frost comes. And it's only about 50 feet of a trench, so it's not terrible, but it's going to be a thing. And the good news is, a few years ago, I had to run power to the shed. So let me show you what I did. Let's go the other way. So here's the plan. A few years ago, I ran power that goes from the house over there, underground 18 inches, meaning code, in conduit. And I went around and I ran into the shed. Now, this is a mess. We know this because I'm working on the project. But what I did is when I hooked up this power, I hooked it up to the shed here, 10-2 wire with a riser. I put in an extra 1-inch conduit pipe in here because I didn't know, one, if this were to fail. It wasn't that expensive to put in a few tubes of conduit. And I made it blank. I had nothing in there but a pull string. Put a cap on there so mice and other things in water don't get in. And it's buried 18 inches. So instead of having to dig up the yard again to run conduit from the house to this future project, I actually did something smart. I just need to dig right over here, and I already found where it is. How did I find it? Because I put tape in there, plastic tape, warning tape, 6 inches below grade, and then another 3 inches or 4 inches above where the conduit pipe is, so that if I had ever dug, I would find it. And I was able to easily find it with one shovel, exactly where I dug it. So the plan is to install a new conduit, which is over there, about 50 feet of conduit from here, run it to the future building before the frost, get it in 18 inches deep, get it all sealed, inspected, buried, the whole 9 yards, and ready. So once I do have a structure in here and it's all closed up with a roof and everything, it doesn't have to be finished or anything, I won't have to deal with the frost or the frozen ground to run any power. But in the winter, I'll have power to this thing. And the plan is to run the conduit right over here, have it 18 inches in the ground, stick up through a riser, and the riser moves. So if there's a frost heave or anything like that, the conduit won't break or anything like that. And have the wire in the building. And I'm putting single strand wires. In the past, I used Romex or UFB wire in conduit, which is not technically wrong, but it's kind of frowned upon. I did it just in case the conduit failed and I was being OCD. The town this time gave me grief on that and said, nope, I just need to run the single strand wires, which is easier to pull, but it doesn't give me a sense of confidence that in 20 years, should the soil shift or something happen and the conduit breaks, that something can get in there and the wires can get chewed out or something. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it. I am overthinking it. It'll be fine. So the good news is I'll be able to run this circuit from the house through an existing conduit put in a few years ago and be one step closer to building this building. That's it. That's the update. Appreciate everyone's time. Have a great rest of the whatever time you're watching this, and talk to you soon.